Well, it shows me being live, which is better than the alternative. So I'm on here a minute or two early, just making sure that everything is dialed in. See if I have any willing victims for the day. If anybody jumps on here in a minute, I'd love to have a mic check, make sure my mic is plugged in properly. I'd hate to have it in there all cattywampus and crooked and not sounding not sounding at all like anything. All right, willing victims sounds like fun. Hey Lance, how you doing? Oh, thank you, by the way. Thank you. I've told the story several times. I watched a guy that I occasionally frequent his channel, and he went on for like 12 minutes on one of his lives with his mic turned off. Poor guy. But anyways, so now I'm paranoid, super paranoid. I have to check. First thing, that is like priority number one. Willing victims. That's right. If you got the guts to stick around and see what I'm up to. No. That's great. Yeah, I'm sure it's a regular thing, and like I said, I'm super paranoid, so I have to. I don't even have to write it down anymore to remind myself. It's like I'm too paranoid to carry on. It's bad enough hearing myself talk for as long as I do, anyways, but to have it go on for any longer with nobody hearing me at all would be totally embarrassing. I do have a work meeting in a minute, depending on him. Perfect. Well, good luck with the meeting, Lance. But I am super cool. I'm super glad that you dropped in and say hi at the very least. If you can skeeter back, that'd be great. So, look at that. It is noon. It is noon. Welcome, victims. So, I know, Lance, I know you're tuning in from North Dakota. You're going to go to a work meeting. I'm sorry. But anybody else that hops in here, I'd love to hear where you're tuning in from. That's one of the things that really tickles me, is finding out where everybody's coming in from. I, for one, I am located in North Idaho. That's where I'm at right now. Just in case anybody cares or was curious, so to speak. So I go on for another minute here or two, see if I can get any more victims to show up. Got 3 of them on here. Got a couple of them on here. Hey, chime in. Let me know where you're coming in from. It'd be awesome to find out where everybody. I've had people tune in from Australia, Scotland. It's always fun. Hello from yeah. Hello from Earth. Close enough. Welcome. I'm glad you dropped in. Hello, live from Earth. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. Hope you stick around. Now, and I don't, I absolutely love that. Coming in from planet Earth. Perfect. All right. So I got my lists for what it's worth. Let's see if I can stick to it. So first thing on the agenda. Hey guys, I mean, if you enjoy anything about the lives, I do them once a week, same time, same station, noon Pacific Standard Time here on Friday. If you like them, I appreciate if you please like and subscribe and all that stuff. Even with the videos, and the guys always say mash the buttons. I don't care. Just hit them, mash them. Just hit every button you see. That's all I care about. But I do appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I'll give you a brief channel update. I did release a video. Oh, geez, like, I don't know, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, earlier this week. I can't even remember. And it's doing pretty good. It's my Costco trip video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I've got more of that particular type of content coming relatively soon. I I'm not going to try to pronounce your name, and that's out of respect because I'm terrible at pronouncing names. But you're in a real town, small town America. Only 900 of the Earthlings live there. 900. That is small town, and I love that. Um, I mean, when I was growing up, the small town. Well, for me, the small town was about 5,000 people, and comparatively, that's pretty small. But 900, wow, that's there are no strangers in a town of 900. That's fantastic. So, anyways, I had a video I put up. I'll probably have another one come out in probably less than a week from now. That's scheduled for release tentatively, maybe the beginning of this next week, but we'll see. Anyways, my weekend plans. So, my weekend plans, aside from spending time with my wife, which I do have an excellent story to talk about because I can talk about my wife 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'm not going to go quite that long on this. But oh, hi, Captain. Yes. Hey, where are you coming in from? Tell me where you're coming in from. So, my big plan for the weekend is like last weekend. Went to Costco, got some burger, made my video, made some dehydrated beef snacks. Got a video coming on that here real soon. This weekend, I'm going to do some of my Captain Carnivore jerky, which everybody, my kids absolutely thrive on it. I have to be careful with how much I make and who I give because then somebody will start counting the pieces and get jealous if they feel like they've been shorted. But that's what I've got on my docket. I've got a couple of roasts that I've taken out of the freezer. So that's what I'm doing for this weekend. If you guys have any cool ideas about what you are doing this weekend, that's noteworthy. Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear what everybody's doing. And actually, something that is legitimate is doing nothing is a legitimate thing to do. Believe me, doing nothing is a legitimate thing. So if you're going to tell me I don't have a damn thing planned, sounds good to me. So first thing on the docket is comment of the week. Now this comment, and I have had some really spectacular comments in the last few weeks. This one's not a real earth-shattering one, but it did lead into a thought and that I wanted to touch on. So the comment of the week, I'll read it verbatim, comes in from Kevin JS26. Kevin writes, and this is from my last video that I've just uploaded, my Costco run video. And I think I had mentioned, anyways, this is in reference to, well, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if it's from that video. It's hard for me to keep track. I get a lot of comments. Anyways, I'm sorry. Kevin writes, a quote unquote here, a pound of burger a day. That's not a lot of food for a growing boy like yourself. So what does that mean? I had referenced my meals, my daily meals, more often than not, just are 1 pound of hamburger in more often than not patty form, burger patties that I make. And this gentleman here is like, wow, you're a growing boy. I'm 55. I'm not exactly a growing boy. I did write back and said, the only thing that's growing is my beard. So, but, oh, you're a trucker, just parked for my 34-hour break here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Wow. Oh, and Ron, my buddy Ron's chiming in. Hey, Ron. So Michael's in Pennsylvania coming in and by the way, thanks for spending a couple of minutes, maybe a full hour. If I can drag this on for an hour and bore you to tears. Like I was telling Lance earlier, I'm looking to get some victims. Everybody signs in today, potential victim. I mean that in a loving, lighthearted way. Ron, super glad to see you here, by the way. Super glad. So back to my comment of the day. Kevin writes, a pound of burger a day. That's not a lot for a growing boy like yourself. And it got me thinking. I've had these comments before when I've referenced how much food I eat in one day. I not only eat once a day, and I should say I eat one meal a day. One meal doesn't mean that that's occasionally about 3 or 4 days out of the week. As I'm at work, I do make my own snacks to take to work. And, so therefore I am consuming food in the form of snacks, but they're not considered by my standards to be a full meal. So my full meal, 1 pound a day. And I've had a lot of people comment back on me like, dude, 1 pound? I mean, that's not going to sustain life. That's not enough. Well, to put it in perspective, I only weigh $145. And I don't have a very labor intensive job. I'm a machinist. So all of my labor gets done up here mostly, which means that I don't need to consume any more than that. There are times when I'm not even hungry from the previous meal, the previous day. So I just forego a meal. I do that frequently. So I wanted to bring this comment up to really touch on the idea that we're not obvious, and it kind of goes without saying, we're not all the same. Some people live, more energetic lives. Others don't, like myself. Some people are bigger than others. Some people have higher. I mean, the variables are so vast that it's even hard to comprehend. And so it's interesting to hear a comment like this. And when, like I say, I do get them occasionally, and it's like, it makes me just ponder for a moment just how diverse we are from one another, even though that we're all the same but different, man. So our requirements are very, very individual. Everybody's got their own separate thing that they require. And it took me a while to figure out what my requirements were to make myself function to the level where I'm happy with how I function. And that happens to be doggone near 1 pound of burger a day. Originally, I started off going much more, and then I went much less. And so I was going like this in the beginning of my carnivore journey. So after a while, after I figured it out, that's what I dialed in on. Do I go and deviate a little bit? Yeah, but I keep my path well within the lines of the road. Let's put it that way. I don't deviate too far. I'm an old man as well. Just works for me. I'm at an age where it's harder to lose the weight. So OMAD is it's a fantastic. Obviously, it's 1 meal a day is what it stands for. We all know that. And like I was just saying, for me originally, it was like it wasn't even something that I was even dreaming of trying. Like 1 meal a day, are you crazy? And if I'm not going to bore anybody with my backstory. I did come up with my third year carnivore versary, I guess is what it's called. So I did have it was on the 22nd, which was actually less than a week ago, 4 days ago. That was my third year of eating this lifestyle. And I will tell you that in the beginning, it did not, the 1 meal a day, I didn't even know, I had never even seen the term OMAD or anything. So it was like, I'm struggling with, do I go from three to two? And then as I was learning my system that worked for me, then somebody had mentioned OMAD 1 meal a day. And I thought, you know what, I can do 1 meal a day. And that's what I started doing anyways. The rest is history. 1.3 pounds ground beef every day for me, 1 tin of sardines, or 3 eggs. I usually eat 2 times a day, Michael says. That is awesome. Way back early on in my journey when I was, when I had first learned about this from Dr. Ken Berry, he had mentioned something, and I've talked about this before. He said, on the carnivore diet, which I obviously refer to as a carnivore lifestyle as of now, but on a carnivore diet, essentially you can eat, which is what I do: beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. The four, the big four, and you can eat as much as you want. And what he's basically referencing to is that, yeah, you can eat as much as you want. You're going to find out that you're not even hungry. So if you think you're going to have 6 meals a day of beef, bacon, butter, and eggs of reasonable quantities per meal, let's put it that way, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you're not even going to be hungry. At least that's what worked for me. It's like, okay, yeah. When they say the hunger goes away, it's no joke. At least it did for me, and it's really weird. So, by the way, Ron, I haven't watched your latest video, but anybody here that doesn't know Carnivore Ron's a fantastic guy. He's a dear friend of mine, and check out his channel. But I know he did. I know he did a live thing with Lance, North Dakota Carnivore Lance. I haven't watched it yet. I'm getting to it, Ron. Give me a few minutes. I'll get to it. So, anyways, that's the comment of the week. And believe me, I've had a plethora of comments of the week to choose from, but this is the one that got me thinking a little bit about, just how diverse we all are. And the important thing that resonated with me is that this is not a one size fit all. I know a lot of people find themselves like wanting to know what the answer is. How many times, what is the answer for me? And obviously when we're doing something, it's like, let's just talk about me right now. Great. Well, I don't know if anybody even knows what the answer technically is for anybody else. Just find out what works for yourself. And if 2 meals a day is what you do, 2 meals a day is what you get. 3 meals, whatever works. And I guess that's a whole other topic. What works? What are you trying to accomplish? If you don't have some kind of a why to your system, then, what are you striving for? What's the big end game for how many meals, and what are you trying to accomplish with them? Anyways. Yeah. Right. Okay. Don't worry. I'm good. Good. Fantastic. Ron, you're the man. Okay. Let's see here. I got that out of the way. I'll leave that there in case I need a scribble piece of pad there. So I did touch on briefly my weekend plans for jerky. And some people may say, but Captain Carnivore, what kind of jerky are you going to make? Well, I'm glad you asked. So I've got 2 recipes I've been working on that I haven't tried yet. Super excited. And I'm going to give you a little insider briefing on it. And I'll probably make some videos on it too, I'm sure. But I'm going to do, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and then I'll tell you what I did like 3 weeks ago. Anyways, I'm going to make a cracked pepper. And by the way, these are my recipes, and the names are pretty bland, but a cracked pepper, like it's going to be light on the cracked pepper, because I don't do a lot of pepper anymore with my lifestyle, but it's going to have a little bit of a bite to it, a little bit of heat. And the second one I'm going to do is going to be an Applewood smokehouse. I'm super excited about this because, if anybody's watched my channels, I'm really big into smoked salt, and I use a lot of liquid smoke on everything, maybe a little bit too much from time to time, but I am going to make an Applewood, what I call smokehouse, which is, unfortunately, there's no smoke involved. It's going to be liquid smoke, but it's going to be just as great. And I just took my roasts out of the freezer this morning to get them to thaw a little bit. And then I'm going to get this marinade going here in a couple hours and let it go overnight, throw them in that hydrator tomorrow. So it's going to be great. That's what I am doing this weekend. Hey, if anybody's got any fantastic ideas of what they've got going on for the weekend, man, I'd love to hear about them. I like to find out what people are doing with their time. And like I said earlier, if you're not doing anything, that still qualifies as doing something, because there are times when I don't do anything and I relish every minute of it. So the big story, I every single live I go into a memorable story or childhood memory or whatever. And this one is about one of my most favorite things. It is the most favorite thing in my entire life, and that's my spouse. She's absolutely fantastic. Oh yeah, Carnivore Run, use real smoke. Yes, sir, you do. I've seen your videos. I'm envious. So, just on the 18th of this month, my wife and I celebrated not 30 years of marriage. That's coming up soon, but the 30th anniversary of the first time we met. And I remember it, which is shocking considering the circumstances, which I'll tell you about here briefly. But 30 years, that number one, time flies. Time flies. So 30 years ago on the 18th of June, mutual friends of ours, and of course we hadn't met, obviously, if that's the day that we were celebrating the first time we met, but we had mutual friends. And one of them was hell-bent on being matchmaker for her best friend, which was obviously not me, my better half as of now. And so I was over at these people's place, and this goes back to early days of drinking and partying and that kind of mentality. And we were over at I was over at their place, and now allegedly, I would never admit this. Allegedly, there was alcohol being served. Allegedly, can't prove this, been a long time. I think I was being overserved. And which then leads to allegedly being what happens after somebody is being overserved on an alcoholic adult beverage. Anyways, it's just allegedly. So I'm over there with my buddy. We're playing we're playing football. We're playing touch football in the backyard with some neighbor kids. And of course, we're at the ripe old age of what the hell were we, 25 or 26 years old. We were the old guys, so the younger kids were 10, 12, 14. And so anyways, while we're out there playing, my buddy's wife jumps in the car, runs over, grabs her friend. You got to come over and meet this guy. To give a quick backstory, Bull Sherry and I were just coming out of broken marriages within probably a few months of each other. Anyways, and I think I may have put in a couple of pictures of my wife up on the post for this video. And you might say, well, Luke, you were allegedly overserved on an adult beverage. Allegedly, but I still have fond memories. And the first time we met, and I'll be completely brutally honest with you, as soon as I saw her eyes, I said, I'm going to marry this woman. I just don't know when. I don't know how, but it's going to happen. It took me about 3 years, but I did pull it off. And it's one of those luckiest guys around type of stories. But she's definitely my number one. But that's the quick backstory of how I met my wife. And there's a lot more to it, like the simple fact that to show you how much of a gentleman I am, or actually how well poised I am with trying to impress the new lady in my life. As I am out playing touch football with the neighbor kids and whatnot, I happen to, due to the fact that I was allegedly overserved on an adult beverage, I happened to catch the football with my face. Now, I don't know if you've ever been hit in the face with a football. You might as well take a Mike Tyson across the chin. And I may have been bleeding a little bit from the lip or something, allegedly. I'm not going to say that was probably the real big turn on for my future wife. Was the man that she's just met, ate a football, playing football with a bunch of younger kids while he was inebriated. But hey, I still pulled it off. So the story is still told occasionally. But anyways, it's the allegedly I was overserved. I think it was on purpose. Anyways, so that is the backstory on how I met my bride. So at least a part that I can remember. There's other. So, what else do I got going on here? Geez, I'm only 23 minutes into it. I don't know if I'll be able to go an hour long on this one or not, but we'll give it a shot. By the way, I'm drinking my campfire coffee. Fantastic. So, like I said, I got some future videos coming out. I'm going to be covering some of my my beef jerky. Oh, by the way, speaking of beef jerky, we are I had picked up, I used a beef round roast from Costco for my jerky. And somebody will say, well, why the hell you do that? Well, it's because it's lean. I make my jerky from lean roast because fat doesn't dehydrate very well, if at all. And so I like to use the lean. And some people will say, well, you need the fat. Well, this is just my snacks. You know, occasionally I get a little fat in there, but it doesn't matter. And I don't, it's shelf stable, but I don't keep it around for 6 weeks. It barely lasts 6 minutes from time to time. But I got some notes written down here in my little scribbly pad. And I did a little experiment the last time I made this, which, by the way, I did I'll tell you about some failures on it. But essentially, it dehydrates down to about half the weight volume, which I found interesting. I mean, we're almost talking exactly half. And so I've got 2 roasts. Each one is 2 pounds apiece, very, very close to 2 pounds. So I got 4 pounds. And so I'll end up with 2 full pounds of beef jerky. And that comes out to be, I think I spent $33.50 for both of these roasts, which in turns will be like $16 or $17 a pound for my beef jerky. And somebody's like, holy cow, $16 a pound. Well, number one, I make it myself, so I know what's in it. And if I know what's in it, then I know what's not I understand what is not put into it. If you go and you buy yourself your own beef jerky, and like I've said this before, you go into a gas station, grab some jerky off the shelf, look at the package, and go, that looks delicious. Turn the package around, read the ingredients, make the right decision, turn it back around, put it back on the shelf, and walk out. If you do that, you'll thank me later. Now, yes, water is heavy. Exactly. That's the whole idea of dehydrating it. And so finished weight is like, oh my goodness. Well, it also makes it pretty much self-stable to some degree. I can leave it out on the counter for a week and nothing's bad is going to happen to it. So when I go and I do this and I'm thinking about the price per pound, just as a rough guesstimate, from your basic gas station jerky, which could easily run, if you price it out by the pound, it's going to shock you, $35, $40, $50 a pound, if you put it in perspective. So having my beef jerky only cost me $16 a pound finished product, it's like, well, and in my personal opinion, it tastes so much better to begin with. It's absolutely absurd on the amount of money that I saved doing it. And not to mention, everybody in the family loves it. My kids, grandkids, my wife. So, I mean, I could argue that I just flat don't make enough of it. But it's a little bit labor intensive, but not too bad. So I continually make it once a month, twice a month, kind of depends. And then, of course, that's in addition to my beef snacks. I mean, I got my dehydrator running almost 24/7 sometimes. So let's see here. I know what I was going to say. I got 3-4 people on here. Does anybody have any questions for me? Anybody have any specific questions? Either carnivore lifestyle related, YouTube related, what I eat every day related, what kind of butter I eat, how many eggs I consume in a month or a week or whatever, which may be fascinating, may not be fascinating. What kind of coffee? Now you're talking. My particular cup of coffee that I'm indulging in is Black Rifle coffee. And it is their chocolate, by the way, their chocolate Black Rifle coffee. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't recommend it enough. I'll buy the little bags of it. It'd be nice if I could wait for it to go on sale so I could at least not have a $12 cup of coffee. But if it was $12, it'd still be worth it in my opinion. So, and of course my mug, my wife makes them. Captain Carnivore Campfire Chat. It's got that guy in the back. So anyways, I am drinking. Oh, and by the way, I just bought some more. It's funny you said that. I just bought some more salted caramel. Black Rifle coffee is fantastic. We do drink other kinds. My wife is a coffee fiend also. So between the two of us, we chug gallons of the stuff. At least that's what it feels like. I do drink it with just heavy cream. That is all. Oh yeah. Lance, okay. He writes, water weighs 8.3 pounds per gallon. That is correct. So, I mean, it's actually kind of shocking when you run the weight of a before and after when you dehydrate something and realize just how much water is in what it is you're dehydrating. It's crazy. So my coffee, I just bought some salted caramel. And if people, I've had this conversation or these comments before, like, well, that's not carnivore. Hey, listen, I am about 95% carnivore lifestyle. What does that mean? That means 5% of what I eat and or drink isn't carnivore. And I'm good with that. I'm not a purist. So when it comes to coffee and tea, by the way, I do drink tea. Actually, my choice of tea, I have some that I get from, it escapes me. I buy it in bulk. I didn't come here to really talk about tea, so I don't have any notes to remind myself what the hell I'm saying. But some people obviously would say, well, that's not carnivore either. Well, of course it's not. I don't claim to be a purist carnivore. And then some people would say, well, that negates your legitimacy of claiming to be a carnivore. Okay, fine. 95%. It works with me. And I'm sticking to it. And I'll drink to that. Let's see here. I unfortunately cannot drink it anymore. It causes me pain when bummer. Black Rifle coffee. Yeah, it's my favorite. Well, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Well, we all have to make concessions with what our bodies tell us. I guess that goes back to, and I've said this before, listening to your body's signals. I mean, if you're getting a signal that something ain't working, if you don't change anything, your body's going to continually give you the signal like, hey, this ain't working. I'm trying to tell you something. Whatever it might be. And so, Lance, if you take one of your it's sad that you have to take one of the favorite things that you may like to drink. In my case, also Black Rifle coffee, and have to stop doing that. It sounds like to me you've listened to your body, which actually, Lance, if I might be so bold, it's kind of like listening to your wife. Probably should do it. So, anyways, all right, Michael's like, yes, a little butter and cream, no sweetener. Yeah. Occasionally I do put butter. And let me tell you, I put butter on anything. I mean, I'll put butter on my finger. I'll stick my finger. I love butter. Give me a buttersicle. Give me a stick of butter and put a popsicle stick in it. And I'd probably eat it like a popsicle, like a kid. Love it. Right. Carnivore Ron says, who cares if it's not carnivore? Exactly. Believe it or not, Ron, and you probably know this as well as anybody, you've been grinding on this too, but there are people out there that, actually, some of them probably are not even carnivore and yet still want to point out the simple fact that a cup of coffee is not carnivore, which I already know. But then again, I don't consume coffee as my meal. So it doesn't, it goes without saying. You're right, buddy. You're right. Who cares? been coffee. So Lance, you've been coffee free for 13 days. 13 days. Geez, Lance, I go 13 minutes and I want to cry. The pain I had in my wrist is gone. There you go. Your body was giving you a signal and you dialed in on it. I'm happy for you. I mean, I'm sad because you don't get the Black Rifle coffee. That part I'm sad about, but be honest with you, I'm almost it's if you found out the signals that your body was giving you, obviously you got some pain in your wrist, and if it's gone, that's a huge win. That is a huge win. And I'll tell you, I'm a recovered alcoholic, so it's almost a year and a half sober, which means I gave up one of my most favorite things in the world. And when you're an alcoholic, you all know what that is. And then when you find out the body's been for 30 years, been sending you for more than 30 years, has been sending you signals all that time that you haven't been listening to, haven't been paying attention. It's the signals get louder and louder and louder. And then it's like, for some people, they never listen, never hear it loud enough, I guess. But anyways, I did and been grateful ever since. So I'm glad that the pain in your wrist is gone. That right there is a huge success. Like I got a few extra people that's chimed in here, or I should say that have popped on. Let me know where everybody's coming in from. I can see I got somebody in Pennsylvania here. Michael's in Pennsylvania, parked his truck he's hanging out, which I appreciate that. I'm going to guess that North Dakota Carnivore Lance, you're in North Dakota. I already know that. Ron, you're in Michigan, buddy. I know that. And so if anybody, let's see here. I still make the morning coffee when I go to work. I don't drink it, just make it. That's diehard there, Lance. I love that. You make the coffee, but don't drink it. Yeah. I think if I had to give up coffee, maybe I would, I don't know, maybe I would take some of the dry coffee rounds and put it in a satchel around my neck or something so I can smell it all day. I don't know. It's a habit. I have a coffee problem. I'll freely admit that. So yeah, that's torture. Yeah, right. Make the coffee, but don't drink it. Well, the payoff though is pain-free. So being pain-free is important. Speaking of which, bear with me for a moment as I knock on wood that I don't feel any signals from my body from drinking my coffee. So if anybody wants to, here's a funny thing. And on my campfire chats here, I do cover some memorable stories and fond memories and just to sit here and listen to myself talk about things that are fun. If anybody has anything they'd love to share, I'd appreciate it. It'd be great. I mean, it'd be fun if we were all just sitting around an actual campfire. By the way, I don't have an actual campfire. I do have a 3D printed one up on the wall. Matter of fact, I'll grab it real quick. See if I can grab it without knocking over anything. Like, oh, isn't that cute? There's an actual light inside, but it's burnt out. It's a little tea light, and it lights up. I can turn the lights off in place here, and it flickers and everything. But anyways, that's the Captain Carnivore Campfire. I wish I had a real one. That'd make it pretty cool. But anyways, so anybody else on here that has any other questions? The coffee was a great one, by the way. I could go on. I covered that one in depth. So anybody have any other questions? I do have some other videos. I've got one, like I said, I got another one coming out probably the beginning of next week, I'm guessing. Talking about some of my beef snacks from my last Costco run from last week that I made. And then the one after that, I think I'll probably be going into a little bit more. I don't know, I'll surprise you. Hell, I'll probably surprise myself. I haven't even gotten that far yet. I've been spitballing my routine here. So maybe someday you could have an electric campfire in the background. Ooh, maybe a neon light. I've been tempted. some of those high rollers on their YouTube channels have a neon light in the background. I don't know if I'm that far along, but maybe. But a neon Captain Carnivore Campfire Chat light going on in the back, man, that would be sweet. That would be sweet. Your suggestion is being noted, Doodly. I love it. So, but yeah, so I'm getting ready to go. Actually, after I'm done here chatting with all you fine folks, I'm getting ready to well, I gotta plan my jerky adventure for the evening. I'm gonna spend the afternoon with my wife. It's gonna be awesome. Matter of fact, I'm going to spend the whole damn weekend with her. So if anybody's really curious about what I'm going to be doing with my weekend, I'm going to spend it all with my wife, aside from me being in the kitchen making some jerky, which, you know, that's still quality time. I have plowed through my list. What do we got for time? 40 minutes. That's not too bad. I'd love to hear any comments, any questions anybody's got, because I am fresh out of content for this week, people. So I do love the ideas about some background. You know, this background right here, you know, I 3D print everything. Oh, and by the way, which I don't even have. I don't have one. I got my light shining. I have to shade my eyes. Oh, I got it right here. Hold on. Almost hurt myself there. This last video I did for my Costco run, I did make I used my little 3D printed burger press. For all the people out there that have bought these, and I've sold a couple of them through the Etsy link that I got in the video. Appreciate it. Thank you. They're all in the mail. They're all coming. But it's pretty cool. I designed this several years ago. And have been using various sizes and shapes and everything for all my burger patties for a long time. That's the one that I settled on for probably 99% of all of them. But I've had a lot of comments, people coming in like, you know, with like, why don't you just buy pre-made patties from the store? Hey, listen, that would work great. And to be honest with you, there's probably times when I probably should, but I'm a guy that if you know anything about me, I got to make damn near everything. I love making stuff. I mean, the wall behind me, that's all the stuff I've made. I've got the whole damn wall's full of it. So, and my whole place is full of stuff that I make. That's what I do is I make stuff. And so making burger patties seems like a benign thing. Could be a waste of time when you can just go buy some that are already made. Everything that I make can already be purchased, already made. That's not the point. So I like to make my own burger patties. I can make them as big. I can make them as small as I want. I can make them this thick, this big around, doesn't matter. I can do whatever the hell I want. And so that's one of the big benefits for me is I get to make my own burger patties and I love it. So anyways, check out my Etsy link, Captain Carnivore at Etsy or whatever. If you want to look into one, I'd appreciate it. Let's see here. Making jerky sounds like a good idea. I need to do that. Yeah, Lance. Super simple. And yet so gratifying and satisfying. I know. I forgot one thing. Speaking of jerky, I did do a jerky recipe like maybe a month ago. I did actually two of them. One of them I called the Mesquite Trail Boss, and that actually turned out really good. Mesquite liquid smoke, and anyways, turned out great. And by the way, if my wife likes it, that's really great. The other recipe I tried, not quite so great. And some people would say, hey, and before I tell you the secret ingredient, well, I'll go ahead and tell you. There were two of them. Cherry juice, as in, 100% cherry juice, and bourbon. Like, whoa, Luke, you're a recovered alcoholic. What the hell you got bourbon for? I don't have any bourbon, but I did go buy one of those teeny little bottles of it. And no, I didn't take a sip of it. I'm a recovered alcoholic. I'm not an idiot. Well, I mean, I'm an idiot in some regards, but I'm a recovered alcoholic. But I used some of it in the marinade. And when you dehydrate something that's got alcohol in it, guess what? the alcohol goes away long before the water does. So the bourbon cherry, which smelled amazing, by the way, since I'm an old bourbon drinker. So like, yeah, it's kind of like Lance making a cup of coffee but not drinking it. Yeah, I bet it smells damn good, doesn't it, Lance? But so does the bourbon from my perspective. And yet when I made it in the jerky, it was terrible. It was terrible. Couldn't even pass it on to my grandson. He just smelled it and said, "What the hell is this?" And he took a bite and said, "I can't even swallow it." Anyways, the great thing about doing the kind of things like that on your own is that if you got a great idea and you don't just try it, you'll never know. You can always tell yourself, boy, it sure sounds like a great idea, but if you never try it, you won't even know if it's a good or bad idea. Now I know. I tried Bubba Burgers the other day. They're not as good as plain old 80/20 Chuck. Yeah. There you go. I mean, I think I'm going to do another video here. I'm not another one. I used to grind, my wife and I used to grind our own burger through the years. And when you do that, it gives you the opportunity to throw in things that you normally wouldn't. Well, and I don't get crazy about it, but I used to take pork belly, throw it in with the hamburger for added fat, or bacon, obviously. And dear God, it's good. And I haven't done it in a long time. So I'm seriously considering bringing out my meat grinding equipment and firing that bad boy up and making some beef with pork, maybe a few other things in there too. But that's coming. Maybe that'll come hopefully sooner than later. I've had other people reach out in comments and go, "Man, you got to grind your own. You got to try that." I'm going to try it. We've done it for years. Just I haven't done it for a while. So, anyways, when it comes to jerky and actually trying anything, failures are just as important as successes. It's easy to get on YouTube or talk about your friends and have nothing but 100% success stories. The important thing is to realize that not all of them are success stories. Like my cherry bourbon sounded fantastic. Matter of fact, I was so excited and all the air got let out of my balloon immediately. So check that one off the list. Don't do that again. I made a honey bourbon glaze for my daughter's salmon. I smoked, didn't taste it. I also have been alcohol free for, whoa, Lance, good for you. Boy, it sounds like we're on the same path, almost the same amount of time too, but congratulations. That is awesome. And yet you put a little bit, the honey bourbon glaze, that sounds delicious. I'm not going to lie to you. And salmon, I mean, who doesn't like salmon? But anyway, but yeah, big congratulations to you, sir. Big time. 2 years. That is awesome. Awesome. That is good for you. Good for your family. Congratulations. As a matter of fact, I probably will tell that to you every time I see you, either on your lives, on your channel. I absolutely love that. Yeah. Wow. Bacon burger. So yeah, some people take the bacon, fry it up and put it gently on top of the burger. My wife and I, we just ground that crap right in there with the burger all together. Absolutely wonderful. And you can throw in, let the imagination run wild, Ron. We put cheese in there, throw onions in there. We put all kinds of stuff in there. It was one-stop shopping for the burger. And I miss those times. So do have a few people jumping in and out of here. Boy, if you haven't already, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to see where, like I said before at the beginning of the live, I've had people come in from Australia, Scotland, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'm just sitting here in North Idaho. I'm just an old country boy that doesn't get out very often. So gonna have to wrap this up here shortly. I have been given the notice. My wife is pacing back and forth. She needs her husband. We're going to go have some fun today. So listen, guys, I love doing these lives. I appreciate all of you that have dropped by. Lance, it's great seeing you. I'm going to try to weasel in a few minutes on your lives. I know you've got them on Saturdays and Sundays in the mornings, early mornings for my time. But and Ron, we'll touch base with you later, buddy. And Michael, you're on the road. You're taking a break from a truck driver in Pennsylvania. Be safe, my friend. Be safe on the roads. And I've got other people coming in from other places. Forgive me. Oh yeah, somebody was from planet Earth. Thank you. There are places that you may not even be qualified to call planet Earth. So, and small town 900, by the way, that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So I've gone through my list. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Hey, is it real quick? Last call, final call. Any more questions, comments? I love hearing from you guys. Keep checking out my videos. If you like the content, I appreciate the like and subscribes, and notification bell. Everybody talks about all those buttons they hit. You know what I just say? I say hit them all. Just mash all the buttons. You see a button, push it. That's what I say. Make life easy on yourself. I can't keep track of which ones. I just see a button. I just start mashing it. Anyways, I am going to sign off here and go spend the rest of my afternoon with my wife. Can't wait. And by the way, guys, I really appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to try to keep these as steady as I can. Same time, same station, doing the best I can. I had to postpone one for a couple hours a week or two back. Circumstances are circumstances, and I always try to let everybody know ahead of time with a post. Guys, listen, I always end on an up note, and the whole damn thing has been an up note from my perspective, except for my lousy recipe that I had for my jerky. That was the only downer I can think of. Go out and make some fine memories with your family and your loved ones. And like I always say, spend more time on things you can control and the things you can influence. Your rewards will be rebounded back at you 10 times over. Spending too much time on contemplating things that you have no control over and you have no influence, arguably waste of time. That's my perspective. So everybody, this is Luke, Captain Carnivore. Please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you here next week. Same time, same station. We'll see you guys later.